Hi, Dean of University of Colorado Denver. According to the previous presentation, we already noticed that Chinese is an important language to learn in nowadays. I've heard from people who say, forget the engineering, learning the foreign language. If you want a job, the foreign language is going to solve your engineering. China is being mentioned everywhere in relation to everything from business, international affairs. More than 1.3 billion people worldwide speak Chinese, and about 885 million of those people speak Mandarin, Chinese official language and dominant dialect. Chinese is the third most widely spoken language in the US after English and Spanish. According to the 2000 US Census report, Chinese Americans are the largest Asian group in the United States, with more than 2.7 million residents. Chinese is almost completely spoken within Chinese American populations and by immigrants or the descendants of immigrants. Many young Americans not of Chinese descent have become interested in learning the language, especially Standard Mandarin, the official spoken language in the People's Republic of China and the Republic of China on Taiwan. Over 2 million Americans speak some variety of Chinese, with the Mandarin variety becoming increasingly more prevalent due to the opening up of the PRC. After after research from other college and service learning, I found out that there exists a part of population wants to learn a new language other than their first language, and Chinese is a big part of them. In other college, they also provide high-level Chinese classes and a Chinese road trip, and etc. And I'll talk about 5 points about why I think it is necessary to keep the Chinese program. The first one is the Chinese program big or not? In the United States, Chinese programs are located in the Mandarin Language Institute, the Foreign Language and Culture Institute, and the East Asian Language and Literature Institute. The program the scope of the program is different, and it typically offers Chinese courses from freshman to senior, as well as the Chinese culture courses. Major Chinese programs offer Chinese major and minor. For example, there is a community college in the east of United States offer high-level Chinese classes and Chinese corner for students to practice more Chinese and improve their communication skills with Chinese. And the second question is, are there so many American students who really wants to learn Chinese? The answer is yes. American universities of the Chinese course of American universities are aimed at undergraduate students at United States. A number of American colleges are asking undergraduates to take a second language before graduation, like our school. And some of the students will come to choose Chinese courses. These students maybe because they love Chinese culture, or maybe due to the special requirements such as business major, computer science major, and etc. And it also may be because they have a strong Chinese background, so they choose to learn Chinese. The third question is, what do you teach in Chinese and what do you learn from Chinese? The Chinese classes in the United States are generally integrated courses, which are known as reading and writing. Although these Chinese lessons are integrated curriculum in junior Chinese classes, the teacher usually focuses on speaking skills training. The opportunity for the students to read and write is relatively less. In senior Chinese class, the number of training for reading and writing is increasing. It is important to note that some of the United States universities will have a single Chinese training courses for Chinese students, which is born in United States because they probably grew up at United States with their parents and their grandparents who speak Chinese. There is a certain foundation in Chinese. They speak more and but they do not read and write, so their ability for speaking is strong, but often reading and writing is not. So their situation is different from other non-Chinese students and also Chinese students from China. Some Chinese programs will give them a separate program such as reading and writing. The fourth is, are we teaching Chinese culture or not? Some people may think this is not a problem and there is no need to bother. But I think it is important to learn Chinese culture at the same time when learning the language. Learning Chinese culture, paper cutting, calligraphy, Tai Chi, and etc. can improve the students' interests in learning Chinese language, also can improve their understanding of China. But I have to remind you that there are some Chinese programs in the United States that do not recommend teaching culture in Chinese. So it is hard to start, but on the other hand, it is a challenge. When I go to the service learning, when I went to the service learning, I learned a lot. At the same time, when I taught others Chinese, I improved my English communicate skills when I taught them. I think it's a win-win situation. There was a lot of children that their parents send them to church for learning Chinese. I think it's because they think learning other language is cool and it is necessary and it is helpful when their child grow up. It is also fun because a lot of children were there and it is free. I think learn to appreciate the fascinating culture and the history behind the language will definitely bring the whole process a lot of more fun, and it is also important. Try to imagine what that could bring you. It will always be worth it to learn Chinese, and it's never late to give students a chance to start. Thank you for your time.